Greetings to all our Columbian College graduates. Thank you for joining us for this virtual celebration, and congratulations to each of you on a job well done. Let me begin by saying that I hope you and your loved ones are safe and healthy. The fallout from COVID-19 has changed our world, but what it has not done is diminish your remarkable academic achievement. You've worked hard to get to where you are today, and I'm confident that once we regain a semblance of normalcy, you will have every opportunity to pursue your passion and make your mark on the world. Your graduation captures a moment in time, representing all that you've accomplished as a student. It is now your turn to confer knowledge, to advance your field, and to move the frontiers of knowledge. Today marks an endpoint, but it's also a new beginning. You may not realize it right now, but what you've experienced, the knowledge you've acquired, the analytical reasoning and critical thinking skills you've picked up along the way, and yes, even what you're experiencing in this uncertain environment will resonate throughout your personal and professional lives. What happens next is now up to you. How will you take what you've learned and experienced to make a meaningful impact in the communities and the world beyond? There are 3 traits that I believe will carry you far in your journey. The first is resilience. You are no stranger to challenges. You've taken demanding courses, written difficult papers graded by exacting faculty, been involved in arduous research projects, and made class presentations that have pushed you out of your comfort zone. This past semester, you've managed to pivot on a dime to overcome the challenges of remote learning and the stress of pandemic to complete your degree. You are here today because your resilience has enabled you to prevail. Be confident in that strength. Resilience in the face of difficulty will take you a long way on your journey to have a successful and satisfying life, both professionally and personally. The second trait that I believe is critical in the context of this moment is innovation. GW students are defined by innovation. You have the creative instinct to be problem solvers. You've written musical compositions and cracked computer codes. You've solved complex policy puzzles and looked deeply into cells and stars to explore scientific mysteries. And you've offered new insights on our evolutionary past, our political present, and our environmental future. Our alumni are reflective of this innovative and creative spirit. They've directed award-winning movies, launched billion-dollar tech companies, started nonprofit foundations, and created pathways to sustainable futures. They, like you, chose GW because they wanted to be part of a culturally vibrant, politically active, and diverse community in the heart of the nation's capital. They, like you, chose to embrace challenge and find innovative ways to impact lives and create positive change. The third and final trait I want to underscore today is compassion, the ability to empathize and be mindful and caring of others. You came here because you wanted to be part of something that was bigger than yourself. You wanted to make a difference in the world around you. I've heard recently stories about students and alumni who, in the wake of COVID-19, are running food banks, managing community efforts to make and distribute face masks, and volunteering on the front lines to assist EMTs. I love hearing these stories, and I'm proud to say I'm not surprised by them. This is what being a GW student is all about. I encourage you to continue caring for the communities in which you live, to help and support others, and to resist the temptation to look inward. Creating and maintaining these meaningful connections within your community will lead to a rewarding life. This health crisis has changed the world you're entering as a graduate, which I'm sure is heavily weighing on you now. But I'm confident that your resilience, creativity, and compassion will carry you through. You will weather this storm, and you will be stronger for it. This is one of those rare moments in our history that requires each of us to go the extra mile, to do more in the way of sacrifice and service, to be the problem solvers, the movers and shakers, the healers, thinkers, and doers. You are smart and innovative, and you are ready to soar and meet the challenges that lay ahead. It's important to remain agile, to continue to adapt, to navigate through every disappointment and build upon every success. I'm humbled by your talent and passion, and thankful for the part we played in helping you get here. Although you're graduating, your home at Columbian College will always be here for you. Your faculty are here to support you whenever you need us, as will our global network of GW alumni. We look forward to you staying in touch and even paying it forward if you can. In the years ahead, perhaps you'll mentor a student, volunteer to support a project, or give to scholarships that open doors for others to pursue their dreams. Thank you for letting us be a part of your journey. I wish you all the best in the exciting adventure ahead, and I look forward to welcoming you back to campus next year for the on-campus graduation festivities. Congratulations, class of 2020. Before moving on to our keynote speaker, I'd now like to recognize this year's Undergraduate Faculty Award winners. The Robert W. Kenney Prize for Innovation in Teaching of Introductory Courses goes to Associate Professor of Organizational Sciences and of Psychology, David Costanza, and to Robin Alva Marcus, a teaching instructor in the University Writing Program. The Kenney Prize is awarded to faculty members who have shown innovation, creativity, and originality in teaching an introductory course in the arts and sciences. Congratulations, Professors Costanza and Marcus, on this well-deserved recognition. The next award, the Columbian Prize for Teaching and Mentoring Advanced Undergraduate Students, goes to Elizabeth Vaquera, an Associate Professor of Sociology and Director of the Cisneros Hispanic Leadership Institute. The Columbian Prize recognizes excellence in the teaching and mentoring of advanced undergraduate students. Congratulations, Professor Vaquera, on your outstanding work in this area. It is now my privilege to introduce Columbian College alumnus and Distinguished Scholar of Art History, Daniel Weiss. Dr. Weiss currently serves as President and Chief Executive Officer of the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. We are thrilled he was able to join us for this special celebration of your achievement.
It is a pleasure to be here with you today to celebrate your graduation from college. I join your family, your friends, the faculty at GW, the administration, and your fellow alumni in honoring this moment and celebrating with you. I'm quite sure it was not in your plan that you would spend this moment at home celebrating this great milestone in your lives, maybe even in your pajamas. This is a remarkable moment in the history of the world, and it is a major milestone in your lives. And both are important. And what I'd like to do in just a few moments is to think about that with you, to reflect a little bit on what it means to be graduating from college at this moment in the history, a remarkable moment in the history of the world. So what does it mean to be graduating in the middle of the great pandemic of 2020? What can we understand and learn from this experience? Well, first of all, I think for the first time in our lifetimes, in a very, very long time, the entire world is more or less aligned around a single problem. We're not working against each other. We're not in competition around what it is that one nation can do against another. But all of us are trying to learn how we can conquer this virus and try to restore the world to some sense of normalcy. And for the first time, and hopefully it will endure, we can work together around the world to solve a problem of massive proportions. So that's one thing we might reflect on from this experience. Another is that we're learning something new about what it means to be interconnected. It's one thing to share the internet or to have a kind of global commitment to commerce, But in fact, what we're learning from this pandemic is we're all connected to each other. In fact, we are all physically connected to each other. That this pandemic, which runs through the world, began with one person and is now all over the world. So we learned something about our dependence on one another and how we need to work together in order to create solutions and build a better world. I think that's an important observation. That dependence is absolutely fundamental. Another is, how will we learn in this new environment to live together, to work together as social beings in an environment that will focus on social isolation? We can't be communities in quarantine for a very long time without there being debilitating consequences. So we have to learn how to work through this moment and to build an opportunity to be communities once again, but in an environment where we have to take care for our physical health and for the public safety to be a bit more isolated. This is a creative challenge of significance. And then I think another reason to reflect on this moment is to ask ourselves, as the world is changing, as we face so much disruption and change, is this a moment for us to do better? Is this a moment for the world to look at old problems in new ways? Can we think about how we might ensure the public health at a higher level? How we might cooperate more effectively at a global level? Might we think about the environment in new ways? When the world becomes disrupted, there are opportunities to learn, there are chances that we have to do things better. So I think beyond reflecting on what a challenge this is and how unfortunate it is that all of us are sitting at home celebrating your graduation in this way, it is also a moment to do things differently. And you have an opportunity, in some ways an unprecedented opportunity, really to change the world. And I would invite you to think about that, because it's right in front of you. Your time at GW has helped you in various ways, I think, to be more effective and more prepared to do that kind of work. First of all, they've taught you how to listen. As a student, you are in some ways professional listeners, learning how, as it were, to learn. We don't learn so much in college that is what's important. It's that we learn how to learn, giving us an opportunity to do better. And when we leave college, we're equipped with the skills and the experiences to be nimble learners, to be able to navigate in a world that's changing very quickly. So as you look to the future, think about what you've learned at GW, what skills that you've developed, and how you can deploy them to make a difference in a world that's changing right before your eyes. So I want to offer you up that opportunity to celebrate with you this moment and to invite you to do something important in the world in the next few days, weeks, and months. You're beginning a new chapter in your lives. We celebrate with you today. So as soon as you're allowed to leave the house, go out and change the world. Congratulations.
Class of 2020. First, I want to take a moment and thank those of you who nominated me to share a few words with you and your families on this very, very special day. I know circumstances have prevented us from celebrating in person, but I hope the next few minutes are filled with a bit of love, laughter, and light. Before I begin, I want to take a moment and thank all of the first responders, especially nurses, who are doing so much to keep the rest of us safe. Thank you for your dedication and your courage. My name is Imani Cheers, and I'm an Associate Professor of Digital Storytelling in the School of Media and Public Affairs. This is my 6th year on faculty at GW, and many of my students know that I'm not one to mince words or waste time. So, today I'm going to talk to you about plans. I am a natural planner. Everything from my senior capstone course curriculum, my son Isaiah's birthday parties, family vacations in the Caribbean, international reporting trips, or Sunday dinners with my mentees. I love the structure of plans. I know many of you had plans coming into this new decade and new chapter of your lives, whether it be turning spring internships into summer jobs or trying a new brunch spot with your friends. This was a very, 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 very exciting semester. I too was eager to host my annual graduation celebration, Cheers with Dr. Cheers, and Isaiah was looking forward to soccer games at University Yard. My grandmother always tells me, if you want to make God laugh, make plans. She stresses to me the importance of being flexible and pliable. With 92 years of lived experiences, she knows that sometimes plans don't work out as expected. So, I've had to adapt a couple of principles on my path, and I want to share a few of those with you today. Number one, stay ready. As one of my all-time favorite actors and the king of Instagram, Will Smith, once said, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Now, this is not necessarily referring to hoarding toilet paper or Clorox wipes, but what I mean is staying prepared. You are all here because of perseverance, and because it's only appropriate that I quote another cliche, I'll share with you my other favorite mantra. Proper preparation prevents a poor performance. In these terrifying and uncertain times, traditional rules don't apply anymore. Now is the time to be even more creative in your thinking, even more bold in your aspirations. You are at the beginning of such an exciting time in your lives that I want to assure you that through perseverance and preparation, you will be successful. That success won't happen in the amount of time it takes to make a TikTok video for a post to go viral, but if you keep pushing and allow yourself the grace to make mistakes and change course when needed, I assure you, you will achieve and reach your goals. Number two, stay informed. As a professor of media, I can tell you that the volume of information you have access to today is unprecedented, unwieldy, and also unreliable. Understanding how to take all of the onslaughts of information that you receive throughout the day and filter it into something that is useful and true is a life lesson and skill that you will have to develop to be an informed member of your communities. So be critical of the information that comes across your social media feeds. Be intentional about seeking credible and reliable information about everything from global pandemics to national crises and local community-driven stories. And when you encounter misinformation, speak up. Don't be afraid to confront racism or sexism or bigotry amongst friends, families, or communities with love and truth. There is immense power in your perspectives. Number three, stay humble, but don't dim your light. If there's one thing I know that is true, it's that narcissism and an inflated sense of ego can be deadly. Be open to constructive critique and criticism. Be willing to listen and learn from those around you, including your peers. I don't assign group work in my courses, not because I don't want students to work together, but because I believe at this critical training and learning period, it's important that you develop and hone multiple skills so that when you are on a professional team, you can play any part and shine. Do not dim your light to appease others. You are brilliant and beautiful. Be bold. So that's all I have for now. But remember, this is just the beginning, and as my friend Brittany Packnett Cunningham said at the Black History Month keynote, be an accomplice to justice. Stand up and speak out for what you believe in. Remember, make plans, but be pliable. Through perseverance comes power. Congratulations, I can't wait to see your stars shine.
Good afternoon. It is such an honor to be addressing the class of 2020 as we commemorate our accomplishments over the past few years and our plans for the future. This is certainly not how we imagined our GW experience coming to a close, but I'm excited to still be celebrating with you all today. As I've been reflecting on my time at GW, I've come to realize how much of it I would never have been able to predict when I decided to come here as a high school senior. I came to GW from Texas not exactly knowing what to expect. 4 years later, I am so grateful that I took that chance and for all of the experiences I've had living in DC. For my first year on campus, I found that GW provided me with outstanding opportunities to take what I was learning and immediately apply it outside of the classroom. During my first semester, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do after graduation, but I knew that I liked math and biology, and I was able to immediately get involved in undergraduate research that combined these interests. Over the next few years, I was able to study a number of topics in computational biology, spanning from the genetics and evolution of viruses to software development and machine learning. I presented these results in national conferences and even contributed to publications while still an undergraduate student. This experience taught me firsthand what it is like to be a scientist. It allowed me to turn my passions into my career. Second, my GW experience allowed me to use my excitement about science and research to make an impact on my local community. As just a first-year student, I founded the GW Undergraduate Review, GW's first university-wide undergraduate research journal. Over the next 3 years, I led an incredible team that worked to promote and expand access to undergraduate research on campus, a truly rewarding experience that would not have been possible without the support and voice given to students at GW. Lastly, my time at GW led to great relationships with friends, mentors, and colleagues that have shaped my college experience, and I know will continue even as we all move into the next chapter of our lives. Now that my time in DC is coming to an end, I'm beyond excited to be continuing my studies next year as I begin a PhD program at the University of Chicago and as a National Science Foundation Graduate Research Fellow. I know that I could not have gotten to where I am today without the amazing mentors and role models I've met here, and I hope that one day I can be that mentor for future young women in STEM. Class of 2020, our GW experience has been unique and unexpected in so many ways, but one constant through it all has been the talent and drive of GW students, which I know has continued to inspire and motivate me throughout the years. Congratulations to you all, and I wish you all the best of luck in your future. Thank you.
I'm pleased to present the Class of 2020.
Thank you.